I don't want to give a quick recap of the major announcements for Nintendo Switch from the Game Awards because there seems to be a general opinion and a general impression going around that this was a pretty bad showing for Nintendo. Now, it's true Nintendo did not win any awards for the first year ever in the 5-year history of the show. However, that doesn't mean that there weren't some good things in there. Now, no, Nintendo didn't show us any Bayonetta 3, which I said was a reasonable expectation. And no, they did not show us any Metroid Prime 4 or any other first-party content. So from that perspective, I understand being let down. But think about what happened at this award show for Nintendo. Mortal Kombat 11 was shown off. And guess what? It's coming to Nintendo Switch along with the other platforms. Crash Team Racing Nitro Edition. That's that remastered, Crash Team Racing game. It was shown off initially for PlayStation 4, but it's also coming to Switch. We also got Joker from Persona 5 coming to Smash Bros. I know some people don't like that choice, but you know what? I'm of mind that you let the developers make the choices of the characters they want to do. Let them make the game they want to make. You just can sit back and you can like the character, you can hate the character, but what I don't think you can do is get mad at them for choosing a character that they want. So even though you might not be happy with the selection, this is the selection Nintendo wanted, and this is Nintendo's game. We need to show a little respect. After that, Ultimate Alliance 3. Now, Ultimate Alliance 1 and 2 are actually fantastic games, but I did not think Ultimate Alliance 3 was going to be on Switch, let alone exclusive. Yet, we discovered that Nintendo is actually paying for Marvel's Ultimate Alliance 3 to be made, and thus it is Switch exclusive, and that's just another feather in Nintendo's cap for 2019. Another Nintendo Switch exclusive game that is of high quality, and hey, it's using Marvel characters, which is awesome. And yes, the game itself looked, well, unsurprisingly, awesome. So that's a pretty good showing. Now, there also was some indie games shown, and I'm sure several of the indie games themselves are actually going to be coming to Switch. But we did get an exclusive indie game shown to us in Sonora Wild Hearts, which I'm still trying to figure out if it's a runner, if it's a, one of those rhythm beat games. I'm not really sure what it is. It seems to be crossing genres. They call it a euphoric music video dream about being awesome, riding motorcycles, skateboarding, dance battling, shooting lasers, wielding swords, and breaking hearts at 200 miles per hour. I still don't really know what I just saw, if I'm being completely honest. It is such a crazy thing. And then there's other games too. As in, Dauntless was shown off, and that's apparently that was a PC game. It's coming to consoles, and it's actually heading to Switch after April 2019. We have since learned. So again, there was a lot of things shown off at the Game Awards, and surprisingly, a majority of those things are coming to Switch. Think about that. Think about that for a moment. What have we been talking about with Switch for the entire year, really year plus, about Nintendo Switch getting equal treatment to other platforms? What did we see here? We saw a bunch of games announced, multi-platform games, that are also coming to Nintendo Switch. Not all of them, of course, but some pretty major ones. Mortal Kombat 11, pretty big deal. Crash Team Racing, pretty gosh darn big deal. Some of these indie games, Dauntless, pretty big deal that's coming over. Sonora, exclusive. I'm so thrilled about the showings that I find myself very hard pressed to call this disappointing. Yeah, I know a lot of you expected Metroid. What did I tell you this entire time, by the way? Stop expecting Metroid, right? I kept telling people Metroid Prime 4 had no shot at being at the Game Awards, and it turns out I was right, including the Metroid Prime trilogy. So much for that retailer that was making a guess, huh? I told you guys, there's a reason I didn't make a video on that. I'm like, the retailer admitted it's guessing. Come on now. When they openly admit they're just guessing, what are we reporting on? Their guess is as good as anyone else's. And then you also had things like, Bayonetta 3. Again, I thought they would show Bayonetta 3, but it's possible Bayonetta 3 is not ready to be shown. After all, when they did tease it, it was just a little CGI cutscene thing, kind of like the Metroid Prime 4 logo, so it's one of those, who knows how far in development it is. It might not be ready. It might not get shown off till next Game Awards. It's possible Metroid Prime 4 and Bayonetta 3 aren't even coming out next year. They could very well be 2020 titles, which I don't think is that disappointing because we have a pretty jam-packed lineup in 2019. So yeah, that's kind of the breakdown of the Game Awards for Nintendo. There was also some cool moments where, really, to me, the most important moment in all of this really even wasn't about a video game announcement. It was how Jeff Keighley kicked off the show, and that was with Sean Layden, Phil Spencer, and Reggie Fils-Aimé on stage together to basically introduce the beginning of the Game Awards. And the reason that this particular moment, I think, mattered so much to Jeff Keighley, it really mattered a lot to me. It was very symbolic, regardless of how corny and canned you might have thought it was. In video games, there's a lot of energy expensed at the console wars. A lot of who won E3. A lot of who had the better year this year game-wise. Who sold more systems at Sony or Nintendo or Xbox. Or who has the best games. Who has the best this. Like, oh, if Xbox does retro game services better, why can't Nintendo do it? Well, like, all this stuff. There's a lot of energy expensed. Basically, fans puffing their chest out to declare that their favorite console is the best. And having all three of those people come on stage, three of the big leaders from those companies, from the three major platform holders on stage together, to me is just symbolic of the fact that in the end, the console wars don't matter. I mean, they matter financially for some of these companies, but for gaming fans, it really shouldn't be that big of a deal. We shouldn't need to justify our purchases to other people. Like, I don't think even once in my life as a Nintendo fan felt that I needed to go attack Sony or Microsoft fans for simply being Sony or Microsoft fans. Yeah, maybe they don't like the games I like. And yeah, sometimes I feel like I need to defend my system when people come at me hating on it. Sure, I understand that. But I don't feel like I need to go attack someone else's, favorite system, someone else's favorite games to justify my own. I don't need to justify how happy I am with my purchase to anyone but myself. And as long as I'm happy, what does anyone else matter? I'll give you a nice example here. Josh Thomas from the BitBlock put up a video, I don't know, what is it, 2 weeks ago now? 3 weeks ago? Talking about how he's massively disappointed in the Nintendo Switch, how he doesn't enjoy it, he doesn't like the games on it are garbage to him, blah, 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 right? And he just doesn't like it. I was working on a video to kind of rebuke back against him, but I ultimately decided not to do it. And the reason I decided not to do it is, one, he has a right to his opinions. And him saying that doesn't change my enjoyment of Switch, right? I'm very happy with Switch. I know for some people you might not think I am because I'm highly critical at times, but I'm critical because I want Switch to be the best it can be. I'm not critical because I hate the platform. I love it. I massively enjoy Switch. And I don't feel like I need to justify my enjoyment to other people. It's like when people ask me, why do you like Fortnite? I just say because it's fun. And they're like, well, expound upon that. I'm like, I can't. I just turn on the game. You pick it up. You can have a quick match. And it's just fun. It's a nice, quick pick up and play game. I enjoy it. It's just fun. It's competitive. Not always fair. Don't really care. I'm not that good at it. It's fine that I'm not that good at it. I just enjoy playing it. It's just a nice, enjoyable time. And that's the thing with Switch. Everything I play, I'm just enjoying. Yeah, I did that review of Mario Tennis Aces. It needs to be a lot better. But I still massively enjoy the gameplay, right? Like Smash Bros. I'm not the biggest Smash Bros. Fan, but I'm still going to really, really enjoy Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. So, again, this is just me kind of rambling on at this point, but I was really happy with the Game Awards. We got confirmation of third-party support, which is awesome. Confirmation of more great indie titles coming, some of the best in the world for next year. Confirmation of a new exclusive Nintendo Switch game, which is awesome, one that I'm really excited about. And ultimately, we got confirmation of the first piece of DLC for Smash. I'm happy as a Switch owner. If you're not happy as a Switch owner, I can't do anything to convince you to be happy. You either enjoy what's on Switch and what's coming to Switch next year, or you don't. And there's nothing I or anyone else is going to say that's going to change your mind on that front. So, end of the day, I'm very happy with the Game Awards, and that's all the news that came from it. I hope you enjoyed this video. I am Nathaniel Rufflegans from Nintendo Prime. Remember to enter our Super Smash Bros. Ultimate Nintendo Switch giveaway down in the description through the Gleam.io link. It is our 50,000 subscriber giveaway. When we hit 50,000 subscribers, we will be announcing the winner. In addition to that, I just want to give a shout out at the end of this video to my boy OJ from Player Essence. I know some of you guys aren't big fans of his, but he did something very kind for me, and because I'm doing this giveaway, and I've got other financial commitments this month, I wasn't going to be able to pick up Super Smash Bros. Ultimate until later this month, which I was perfectly fine with. Gaming is not the be-all, end-all. I have other things that are more important at this time, and he went out of his way without me even asking or saying or doing anything, and he bought me Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. So now, hopefully, sometime this weekend, you can see me streaming Ultimate to you guys. Maybe playing some matches against you guys, and all of that will be thanks to OJ from Player Essence. So I just want to give him a shout out. Despite whatever you want to think about him, he's a good dude. He really is a good dude. Not just for buying me this game, just in general. If you actually get to know OJ, especially not just debating about video games and all that stuff, he's just a good guy. And sometimes that doesn't always come through, when we're on YouTube and we're trying to entertain and do our thing. That sometimes the kind of entertainment he provides can maybe lead to perceptions about him that I ultimately don't think are true. If you guys know, OJ and I could not be more polar opposite on several topics with Nintendo, and still get along, I think, than anyone on the internet. Example, he's a hardcore Smash Bros. Player. I'm not, and I want items to be in competitive Smash, and to him, that's blasphemy. I want the GameCube controller to go away in Smash Bros. To him, it's blasphemy. That's just recent examples, and I'm sure to many of you guys, that's blasphemy as well. But it's just one of those things where I just have to give him a shout out, man. He's got a kind soul. And yeah, thank you so much, man. Thank you guys, all of you guys out there, for your support. And you know what? I'll just catch you in the next one.